Hi. 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 It's been a while.
Hello.
Uh, so the last video, or the last attempt at recording this, was over Discord. That fucked up. And
Yeah.
then there was one before that. I don't remember why we ditched that one. I think it was just out of date.
Yeah, it just got old, sorta. I don't know. You
I
got too lazy to edit it, and
Yeah, that's what it
then
was. I never got around to editing
yeah.
it.
So
We're
here we are
here.
now.
Yeah. Um, this is Jake. You might remember him from the previous video that I actually bothered to release.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
He was the guy behind the
I was
right.
behind the camera,
Yeah,
yelling at him.
yeah.
Mhm.
I think I threatened him with a gun at one point.
Yeah.
He's he's my new code guy. He's doing the code. I write spaghetti code. It's not good. It's really ugly. I'll
Yeah.
put up a clip of it for all of those who can actually read it. I mean, even people fluent in
It
code couldn't read. It's bad. It's really
it
bad.
was really hard to read. It
It's
took me so long to even figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah, a solid month of the last time since the last video has literally just been us fixing my shit. Him fixing my
Yep.
shit. I shouldn't take
It
credit for
it
that.
was fun. It was
So,
fun.
yeah, this is
Mhm.
Jake, senior code developer,
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. This isn't a company. It's literally me and
Just
Jake and Cove behind the camera. Say hi, Cove. That's it.
uh
Cove just waved
for
their hand in front of my computer thinking that was the camera, even though they're sitting next to the camera and helped me set it
yeah,
up.
yeah. We might be a little stupid.
So we're just gonna update you on some of the shit that's happened in the development of the game over the last 4.5, 5, 6 months. Most of my shit has been art development and figuring out how we're gonna put the levels together. So most of this video is just gonna be Jake talking because I'm gonna do a demonstration of that
Uh-huh.
next week, maybe. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
get around to it.
So, yeah, like we mentioned earlier, Tucker is there's a reason why he's on the art side of game design. That spaghetti code was quite terrible. It worked somehow. I'll give him props for that, but it was not very good.
It was bad. It was really bad. You
And
can say it's bad.
so I did a bunch of refactoring. I cleaned up a lot of the logic for movement. And I changed how like the dive works. So instead of like you diving and then you like just turn into a log on the ground and you just roll downhill, which admittedly very funny,
It was
but completely useless as a game mechanic.
Yeah, so he fixed that.
It was funny. It was funny. Uh so that's no longer there. Instead, when you dive, you go straight into prone. That was something I did work on. Let's see. By changing some of the logic, somehow I made it so you could like just jump forever.
I forgot about that.
It,
Yeah.
we'll show a clip here. Hopefully, and it took me a while to figure out what the hell was wrong. Um, but yeah, very goofy. Fix that. And in the process of fixing that, that introduced another bug where if you would like jump and stuff, then you could like hold down jump and like glide or something.
Oh yeah.
So it was like you just had a built-in glider, which was kind of cool.
That was my horrible gravity
Oh yeah,
thing. I
that's
put
right.
in
That's right.
I made a bespoke gravity system because I'm not good at physics code and I didn't want to deal with Godot's. So you would if you jumped, it would literally just like turn off your gravity for a minute and push you up, and then it would turn the gravity back on. But if you held the key down, it wouldn't turn the gravity back on.
Yeah, yeah, and you would just slowly float down from like the actual gravity
Yeah.
or
So
whatever. I don't know what it
it
was,
was
but
bad, but Jake actually read the API instead of just doing random
yeah.
bullshit. So now it works.
Yeah. So now we use the native gravity and everything native physics engine. Also, mid development, we updated from Godot version 3 to version 4, which was a pretty nice change because they made the Jolt physics engine like fully baked in to Godot, because Godot has like two physics engines that were commonly used, which is the Godot one and then the Jolt one. And people tend to prefer the Jolt one for being a little more accurate.
I think they shit canned the Godot one completely for 4, didn't they?
I don't
Or is
know.
it still
I,
in the
I think
engine?
it's still in there. I
Okay.
think it's still an option.
It's probably better for 2D stuff.
Yeah,
if I
maybe.
remember.
I'm not sure because I think Jolt is mainly 3D.
Yeah, because
So
I remember one of the big improvements from Jolt was that it would reduce clipping at high speeds. So if
yeah,
you threw something at a wall, it would just go through in the original
yeah,
physics engine, and now it doesn't
yeah.
do that.
That's so one of the bugs that he was talking about is when you would dive, your hitbox changes and it's smaller, like a lot smaller. And so you would be able to get fast enough, and because of the terrain on the test level, there was a little like small concave bit,
I completely forgot about
which
this.
which if you don't know, concave bits are pretty hard to calculate
It's a
shape wise.
multiple collision issues
Yeah,
thing,
it's
right?
a
Or,
well,
or
no,
like you have 2 points touching the same object, and they
no,
can't figure it out.
it's just the geometry of it. Um,
This is
it's
why I'm not
it's
a code
weird.
person.
Concave shapes, they're engines don't like them generally, and so one thing you could do is you could jump off this cliff and land directly in a concave bit, and you would clip through, or you would dive off. Sorry. And it was pretty funny, pretty great,
Not really
but
the theme of the game, though.
yeah. Um, so
Literally, yeah. It was. Yeah, Cove just said back rooms. I should have turned on the mic on the Mac. Literally.
for
No,
real,
but it was
straight
actually
into the
like you were just.
void. It's pretty great. But switching, updating Godot and giving us the native Jolt support made a lot more options for the physics engine available, and so that's pretty much fixed. I've tried replicating it again, and I haven't been able to. But yeah, I think also just with that bit, part of that is just map design. Because
Listen.
I mean, like, to be fair, that map was made in like 2 seconds or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on one part of it, and then all of the terrain was just like, that looks cool. Click,
Yeah,
click, click, click.
it
It was
was
bad.
it wasn't like very detailed terrain. Moving on. So I did some work with like the enemy thing. Not much really. Uh, yeah.
What was that? I don't remember that.
It was the pathfinding thing.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Where it just grabs the player position and it follows that.
I forgot that was even still in the game. We haven't touched that in forever.
Yeah. We'll worry about that later. I think right now the main focus is on the combat system, which so we're going for like kind of semi realistic but retro combat system.
Think John Wick, but zombie movie. Kinda.
Yeah.
It's scrappy.
Yeah.
Scrappy is a good word.
Nice and
for it.
scrappy. Uh so you got like two hands. You can hold stuff in either hand, or like there will be bigger weapons where you got to use both hands, kind of like Elden Ring. There's a couple like things like that. And so originally Tucker had added like a Molotov thing. That
Which
you could pick up.
crashed the engine.
Yeah, it was very very great.
So the way that it worked, just so that you people can have a little bit of time to laugh at dipshit.
Mhm.
You'd have a collider in your hand and you'd throw it, and when it hit the wall, it would delete that collider and it would instantiate a bunch of little spheres, and the spheres were glowing and it kind of looked like fire, and they would spread out naturally, which was cool. Except game engines don't like when you just drop 12 colliders on their head without warning. So it would like go from a solid 400 frames a second to literally 12, if that. It was like,
Yeah,
it was bad. Can't really do that.
it
They don't like
hated it.
that.
It was
Crunchy. It was crunchy.
it was very fun. But so
Ugh.
basically, the way that it's like set up is like there's a torso, and then you got your two hands, and the torso, like you would like look at whatever, and then using left click for your left hand and right click for your right hand, you could pick up the molly, and then you could like hold down the button. I don't know. The way that you threw it, it was
Jank.
really jank and
It was bad.
really funky because he tried to make it like adjustable.
Which is a good idea in other games, but the control system was already too dense.
Yeah, it
Like
was.
there was each button had like 3 or 4 different inputs you could do with just that button. Like
Yeah.
it was like click and release, click and hold,
Yeah.
double tap, long hold. It was bad. It was
It,
too much.
it was too much. I think that's still in there. I'll probably get rid of it.
We're working on it.
But basically now what I have in there is when your hands are empty, you can throw punches now. So wherever you're looking, it just like moves a collider there and then checks if stuff is there. And I added in a little test box. And you can punch the box and it disappears. So, that wasn't actually too hard to implement. It's literally just like a square, like area collider thing, with some metadata that just says destructible. And whenever the collider hits stuff, it just goes through the list of things that it's colliding with, and if one of them has a destructible in the metadata, then it like tells the box to die. And like it'll be pretty easy to just add a bunch of boxes, and we'll probably end up doing that with a lot of other things, just like making like a single scene that we can drag and drop into whatever maps and stuff. I think Tucker, with your map planning, he was trying to figure out a way where you could just like automatically have that happen, right? But
Have what happened? Sorry, I
like
spaced out.
where like natively you can just like in Blender you can add in your stuff
Yeah,
instead of having to add it within the Godot thing.
Yeah, so I take issue with Godot's 3-dimensional navigation of the world, because Blender has this neat thing called walk navigation,
Mhm.
where you walk. It's really convenient. So I want to be able to place objects in the scene in Blender and then have Godot use the position and rotation and all that of that object and just attach what it needs to it, so that I don't have to do it in Godot, because that's a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, I mean, I kind of didn't elaborate at all on what you just said.
I think that's about it.
That's all the major stuff for sure.
Yeah,
there's probably other like housekeeping things,
might
but not
be
as interesting
missing stuff,
as...
but yeah, that's whatever. But that's the major points. And yeah, got a lot of progress done. We're pretty happy with the direction that things are going. Because I mean, Tucker will talk about it later, but like the Blender shit,
It's really cool.
it is pretty awesome. And then he's also like making the textures and stuff, and it's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, he did add fog to one of the levels.
Okay, listen, I didn't mean to add the fog that completely obscures everything in the game. Was it gray fog or was it black? I don't
It
actually.
was it was
I what?
gray.
I
He did.
hotboxed
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was literally like Silent Hill fog on crack. Yeah. And then let's see. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I was gonna say, moving forward, I'm gonna plan on adding like more weapons. Probably
Pretty exciting.
yeah, probably the next thing I'll add is like a stick. Um,
It's my beaten stick.
and I'll see like how I can like make the like attack collider interact with that, because what we would like to do is have it like travel along a path. Um, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that.
You know what we could do? This
Huh.
is kind of I can't talk.
Real.
If we have, you can pair colliders to animations
Oh.
in Godot.
Yeah.
Actually, you can just animate colliders. Like, you don't even have to import an animation. There's an animation system in Godot where you can move colliders along the path. That could work.
Probably. Well,
Interesting.
I'll have to look at that. But yeah, we're doing some good work.
Black shirt was a mistake.
Next time you see us, whenever that is, whenever Tucker feels like recording his part, with the art side, you will see some of that.
I think that's it.
That is all, ladies and gentlemen.
Subscribe.